Hello,
Good
hello.
morning or afternoon for you.
Afternoon for me in London. Welcome to Liminal Writing, where we do timed writing for 10 minutes and read back what we wrote to each other and process it a bit with you guys. Our trigger line for today is the meal that I cook for people I love.
That's a good one. All right.
Ah, let's do
So
this.
how
Let's do
about
this.
you go first. You go
I go
first.
first. Here's what came out of my 10-minute timed writing. The meal that I cook for people I love. There is that special one, the oversized turkey, made even more special by the hours of towing in makeshift buckets and the shout
Mm.
outs for help to carry the damn thing in and out of the oven. And then there is the Yorkshire pudding, baked
Uh,
goodness rising from bubbling little oil pools to later be decadent vessels of overflowing gravy. Too fattening, but too savory. You just forgive yourself for it. And then there are the quick ones, those simple ones that bring joy and comfort.
mm.
Spam slices with fried rice, topped with
So
sunny-side
Filipino.
eggs that have yolks just cooked enough to still let some gooey, deep yellow ooze as you dig in with your
Um,
fork.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
I like that.
Your turn.
It's good. Hang on. Uh, let me find mine. Okay. What is the meal that I cook for people I love? The simplicity of salt, sugar, and garlic and spice coating a fat, firm fleshed fish, baked to a degree where brown bits crunch as lips smack to taste. The smell is pungent, permeating and heavenly with onions withering to pulpy bits laid on top of the fish's open belly. 45 minutes later, I open the oven, slide out this dish, loved from my youth and into my half point years. Bowls of white, red, and brown rice await the companionship of this fish, bangus, the milkfish, an offering of love and affection. That's
Nice.
it.
Yummy. I love it.
Ah, it's always good to talk
Food.
about food.
Oh, it is. What came to mind while we were savoring that was,
Mm.
right now we're trying again to go into intermittent fasting and also kind of
Oh.
discussing how we were gonna, as we grow older, we have to be more conscious about calorie counting and what to remove from the diet. And part
Mm.
of it was like we were talking while we were doing our long walk again was, my
Mm.
God, the things that you need to remove. Or we passed by this Gale's Bakery here in London is the best sourdough bread, and we're like,
Ooh.
out with bread, because
Yeah.
I'm out of bread, and I'm like, and then rice, out with rice. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Just like, how do you even live? But it's just that food, as we described, it just brings so much joy and feeling of home and
Mm.
nurturance that
Yeah.
maybe that's the problem at the same time, because it's psychological, isn't it? As they say, it's what is your relationship with food.
Yeah.
But to me
Yeah.
it's like, how can I give up all those wonderful things? In moderation is the answer, but
Correct. Mm.
I
When you wrote about the turkey, do you
yeah.
do it like once a year just for Thanksgiving or
Yeah,
Christmas
usually
or
once a year or twice even. But here
oh okay.
now it's become kind of more on the uh Christmas dinner or Boxing Day type
Oh yeah.
of meal. But before, because now it's just the two of us, but before, when I had family more
Yeah.
with us, when I lived in Thailand, there were a
Mm.
bit of a crowd to feed, then it
Yeah.
became more. I even did that sometimes for Easter. Depends, it's a special meal, but it has to go with all those sides that go with it.
Yeah.
It's a big to do.
Oh yeah.
It's not just like what you do in North America with Thanksgiving. No, it's not really around that. It's just a special thing. Mm. I know, but the simple dishes, I know, I described one that we really grew up with. When
Yeah.
you say spam here, you get kind of eyebrows raised, right? Like spam, but
Yeah.
because it was what it's that the food of sailors or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it to us, we grew up like
Well,
it, it was a
and
convenient, but at the same time special in a way because it was imported.
correct. Correct. And it also has history of the country, of the Philippines, right? Because it was
Interesting, right?
brought
The
when
American,
the American occupiers came,
it's
right?
like a
So, and that
treat,
was, yes, it was a
like a
treat.
treat,
It's
and it
because of
suits our
its
taste buds in that
salty.
salty
Yeah.
kind of savory thing, and then it
Yes.
goes with the rice and the eggs, right?
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
that's a good memory for me. But actually now, the meals that I cook
Mm.
and that I associate with nurturance here now is mung bean soup.
Oh yeah.
So our
Mm.
traditional in the Philippines, we call it ginisang munggo, which actually means
Yeah.
sauteed mung beans is what you call it. But it's actually a
Yes.
soup. And what I do is
A thick one, no? A thick one.
I
Nice.
add coconut milk and I use butternut squash here now. I add that into
Oh
and
yeah.
then because I don't have the leaves, the greens that we saw, sometimes I just
Oh,
pop
the
spinach.
moringa.
I just use spinach. So there's alternatives. And then prawns. That's my
Oh my
oh
goodness,
dried
that's
fish. Dried
delicious.
fish. Mackerel.
Yeah. Oh my
Smoked mackerel.
goodness. I love it. When I was growing up, so I didn't really enjoy mungo, right?
Yeah, mung beans.
Number one, because it was vegetables, and I was like not as friendly with vegetables, right? But now when I go to Filipino stores,
Yeah.
I look for mungo because
Oh.
some of them are really good. And when you have them on top of hot rice,
Oh,
and that's just it, you just eat it. And like
oh
what you
my
said,
God.
it has
With the
sometimes
steamy
prawns,
rice.
and has bits of the salty or like hibe, the dried
Mm.
shrimp, right? Ah, it is
Give me
marvelous.
shivers. See?
So I could finish like a bowl of that
Yeah.
with just rice. Like that's lunch. Like, it's awesome.
So when I think about it culturally, and I guess it's universal, but more so, I think in the Philippines, at least in our context, a lot of things would be celebrated or done around food, right? Our feasts, our
Yeah.
fiestas, birthdays, just special occasions were about either cooking for the entire neighborhood or going out for to a special restaurant, right? And maybe that's why buffet meals are so popular in the Philippines because
Yeah.
it kind of in a way
Evokes a
simulates that
fiesta.
energy of a fiesta where there's so many offerings on the table and then
Yeah.
you can just go there and eat and be with the crowds.
And then usually you go to a buffet with family and
Yes,
friends or
yes,
friends,
you
right?
do.
I
Yeah.
don't know of anybody who's gone there
Alone.
alone. That'd
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
it
very
is. It
odd
is about
situation.
big groups, family, and then a lot of talking. And and that's the
Yeah.
same with my family. Every time I go home or anyone goes home, it's about
Yeah.
we're gonna eat. Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm arriving. Let's have dinner together. Everyone comes. It's just
Yeah. It's an easy call, right?
it's
For a
fun
gathering. Yeah.
about that. It's that joy. I mean, yeah, and the catching up and just being together happens around food.
Yeah. What
That's
about
why we carry it on. When loneliness comes when you're away from your country, you can't almost remove that food, when they say now that it's about your relationship with food. Well, food was feel good, food was family, food was
yes.
being being loved and nurtured. It's so easy to cross the line to be it being an unhealthy thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Mm.
want that sensation,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
feeling.
Mhm. One of the things that bangus means for me
Angus
is
the
also
milkfish. Yeah, I love
the
it. I
milkfish,
find
like
it here
is
too.
yeah, is part of my younger years when we would go to Pangasinan because bangus is mostly known,
Yeah, of
well, at
course.
least then when we were
Because it's
growing
a
up.
where your ancestry is it's
Yeah,
it's by the coast.
correct.
Fish
My
works.
mom grew up in Lingayen,
Yeah,
Pangasinan.
yeah,
And Dagupan is one of the towns that we
yeah.
had
The
relatives to.
central
So she
town.
would go, and Dagupan is known for their
Fish.
bangus. My uncle at that time had like fish ponds
Nice.
of bangus. So
My
that was one of
cousins
my
still do
memories. Oh,
up
yeah,
to
they
now.
do?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of my
Yum.
memories when, as kids, me and my cousins would go there, and there would be may asinan sila. So there's like
Yeah,
a
the
salt
salt
bed,
bread.
and then the fish. And I remember of like we would help afternoons like packing and then sealing them. So as a kid, oh, this is a new contraption. So it's kind of work, but not really because it's fun. You're doing it with cousins. And then later on, you know that you'll be having merienda. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
You
It's
work
like
for your
good.
meal.
Kinda. It's yeah, it's good. And it's again connected to like what you said, being around
Yeah.
family, having new experiences,
Yeah.
being out of the city. You're not in school, you're having fun with your cousins, you're just walking around the town by yourself. So it's good. Besides, and the taste really of bangus, right? So like, especially if it's fried.
It goes with mung bean soup well
It does.
on the
Yes.
side. So there's the soup, the steamed rice, you put,
Yeah.
and then you have fried milkfish. And it's
Yeah.
raining.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was telling I was telling him about it. And it's raining in the Philippines.
Yeah.
That's the whole ambiance. That's the whole memory of it.
So one of the things that I use kind of like a barometer of a
Yeah.
good Filipino restaurant or a good
Yeah.
carinderia, right? Is
Yeah.
like when I go for their bangus and see how it tastes like. So
Right.
like,
If it's
mm,
done right.
yeah, the
It's the
marinade that
marinade.
is the marinade is like not the
Oh.
vinegary, salty,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really perfect
With some
combination of
garlic.
that. Yeah, or it's not fried the way that I like it.
Yeah. That's
So
to be
it's good.
fried where parts of it is crisp. At the same
Correct.
the soft fleshy part. And then there's the fat of the belly.
Yes, yes. And you know what? I must admit, I actually leave the middle part, the belly part, to other people. I'm
I,
not a
me too.
huge
Me too. Me too. I
fan.
don't like it.
I like the sides
We're the
and
same.
the
We're the
head.
same.
And the
We're
head,
the
especially if
same.
it's
But
that is fried well.
oh yeah, if it's
I
crispy.
can eat the whole
We're
like
the same, but some people like the fish belly part.
yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm
I don't. We're
I'm
the same.
okay.
But it's actually
Mhm.
good fish oil.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but it's okay.
so there. That is
So, I
that this
mean,
is a
I know
fun one.
other
Yeah,
people will fight for it. I don't fight
I know
for
what
it.
you mean. They can have it.
Yeah.
So that's our fun podcast for the day. The meal
Yeah.
that I cook for the people I love.
Yeah.
Maybe those listening could try that out. Um,
Yeah.
start with that line and then keep writing for 10 minutes and then see what comes out.
All right. Let us know.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
Till the next time. Bye.